Good morning! This morning for breakfast, you might think, are you having pizza for breakfast? Kind of. I'm having pizza eggs. So this is Tim's pizza. I'm gonna make his first. So I got some butter in my pan. I'm gonna get that heated up, whisk up my eggs, cut up my pizza, and then I'll see you here in a second. But this is like a very delicious and probably bad for you breakfast, but it's a good way to start out your day, I think. So that's what we're gonna do. So now that we have our eggs in the pan and they're starting to sort of cook up a little teeny bit, we're gonna take all of this pizza that we cut up and just put it in there. Oops, sorry, I wasn't showing you what I was doing. This might be too much pizza for this little egg, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, so let me get this all jumbled up here and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished product, but I think that I had too much pizza and not enough eggs. So, ding dang. We'll see if the next one looks a little bit more like normal, but until then, this is the pizza eggs. All right, there it is. Mine is a little bit more eggy and a little bit less pizza-y, and I think that that is like the winning combination. I'm also catching up on my Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sorry, Erica Jane, that was a bad screenshot of you. But like the new season, or the old new season, is on Hulu, so I've been watching that while I've been cooking, drinking my coffee, and I'm gonna eat these pizza eggs. So when our friends Promise and Brock came and stayed with us, I made them pizza eggs, but Tim had to work. So this was your first time trying them.
Right.
Did you love it?
I did. You guys had better pizza though when you did it.
I know. I'm sorry. Meh, meh, meh.
Universal just announced a new hotel.
Yeah.
It's called the Aventura and it looks awesome.
It doesn't look as awesome on the outside as the other ones.
I take the, okay, so they just announced another value hotel, the Aventura. It looks awesome for a value hotel. It's like clean and modern, glass everywhere, glass floor to ceiling in all the rooms, and then there's a rooftop bar that overlooks Volcano Bay.
Ooh.
At the same height of the top of the volcano.
So we can watch it explode, like the volcano explode? Or what do they erupt, not explode.
I think it's a 16-story building is what they said.
Nice.
It has a Starbucks in it.
Ooh.
Yay.
What do you think, Bandit? Huh?
You ever have one of those days where you wake up and it's like overcast out and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit at home like in a blanket and like watch a movie. Like I feel like that cartoon that you see sometimes of like a person wrapped in a blanket with like a steaming cup of tea, like sipping at it like,
We got the perfect blanket for that.
What's that? Ooh, it's not cold out in Florida though. These are like heated blankets for the winter time because as soon as it does get cold in Florida, we don't have heat in this house. So we have to improvise by having like space heaters and electric blankets. Hooray! Eventually we will get heat and air conditioning in the house, but for right now we just have window units for air conditioning and space heaters for heat, which don't do a very good job of heating the house at all. So today, to do some relaxing, we're going to do what most people do, and we are going to watch videos on H.H. Holmes, the man who built the murder hotel.
Murder Castle.
Murder Castle.
Myrtle
Castle. So there was this guy, H.H. Holmes. If you guys have seen American Horror Story Hotel, it's the character of James March is like loosely based on H.H. Holmes. He built a hotel for the World's Fair in Chicago. I think it's Chicago. I don't know what year that was. But he built it, and he built like a murder floor onto it. So he would go out to the World's Fair and find like single people that needed a hotel room for the night, and he would put them up for the night in rooms that didn't have any windows or doors, and then they would suffocate to death, or like had pipes coming in that pumped in gas to cause them to suffocate to death, or like he would burn them alive. It was just like crazy stuff.
There should be a disclaimer in the beginning of this
I'm sorry. We've been spending a little bit too much time at Halloween Horror Nights. This is the sort of stuff that you shouldn't just talk so nonchalant about. But yeah, he's real crazy. Back from like, I want to say like the early 1900s. We're gonna watch this video by Jen's like favorite YouTuber, who is
Kendall Ray.
Kendall Ray. She does a lot of conspiracy theories.
I'll link her channel down below.
Yeah, she's fun. She's does a lot of conspiracy theories, and she's just like a normal person that's like, here's this conspiracy theory, here's what I think about it. And so this one's not a conspiracy theory, this actually happened. I'm excited to see it. There is also a documentary on Netflix, I think, about this guy. Real interesting. that some guy would be crazy enough to do this. Okay, so I had a few of the facts right. It was Chicago. It was the World's Columbian Exposition, which I have no idea what that is. And it was 1893. He is America's first serial killer. The only person ahead of him that was like considered a serial killer was Jack the Ripper. So this guy was caught though. I don't think Jack the Ripper was ever caught. This guy got caught for horse thieving. So we decided after that lovely like interjection of serial killers, we would calm it down a little bit and maybe watch a show that you guys have recommended to us called Westworld. So we're watching the first episode now. I'm excited. After watching episode 1, it's pretty interesting. There's like a lot of stuff going on and it's hard to tell who's real and who's fake. All right guys, I'm officially hooked onto this show. It's pretty darn good. I'm like really interested to see where it goes and like what happens with all these little characters that are not real people. For those of you guys that don't know, Westworld is a theme park. It's a show on HBO. It's a theme park that you pay a lot of money to go to, and there's all these like robots there. I guess they're like robots, like animatronics, but they're like aware, sort of, that follow a storyline and you can basically do whatever you want. I don't know, it's pretty hard to explain, but it's interesting. So here's the way that our life works. We start watching a show and we're like, oh man, this show's really good. And then somebody suggests, hey, you should watch this show. It's really good. So then we start watching that show. And then we get hooked on that show. So now we're just like, we're knee deep in all kinds of shows. So tonight for dinner, we decided to go with some vegetable options so that we could be a little bit healthier. And we have rice pilaf with cilantro, sauteed spinach with garlic, and some baked zucchini. Ooh, I can't wait to try these. They look good. And then there's some potatoes coming later. Roasted potatoes and onions with whole grain mustard. That's what these little like mustard seeds are. And olive oil. It looks so good. So this morning, Disney announced that there will be a new nighttime show at Disney Springs for the holidays. It's a drone show. We just don't know anything else about it. We just know that there are drones and that it's for the holidays. We don't know the date or the name of it or like where at Disney Springs it's gonna happen. Hopefully it should be visible from everywhere. But I think the only thing that we do know is that it will be over top of the water, because I think the FAA limited them to doing it over top of the water. So that ought to be interesting. I can't wait to see it. But as for me, it has gotten late, which this time change totally threw me off. So I was very tired early in the evening, but now it's my bedtime. So I am off to bed and I will see you guys tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.